Okay, we come to the last of these so-called stabbing videos. This is Manchester stabbing man arrested on suspicion of terror offences. Now we've seen all the way through that all the footage has been the same. All the initial footage that comes across the media has all been the same. And then what happens is that they add, when the actual media get on site, they add to what has gone on before. So who is the organisation that has done the initial footage? It's the same in all. In all these events, there's one set of people with cameras taking initial footage. How the hell do they know to be there in the first instance that this is going to go off? Now, they've put up here pictures John Greenhalgh. Okay.
Pinned to the ground, a terror suspect. A taser pointed, but not fired. This was outside Manchester's biggest shopping centre.
See, this is initial footage.
Police used cable ties to restrain the 41-year-old male suspect before leaving.
They keep cutting the footage. Why are they cutting the footage? Why is it necessary?
Police used cable ties to restrain the 41-year-old.
Breaking news, after all. There you go.
Before leading him away. Inside the Arndale Centre, terrified shoppers were locked into stores.
No, they weren't, because the stores were shut. Where are the terrified shoppers at the front of the glass? There isn't any. It was shut. And there's somebody here put into a store deliberately with a camera to film this, but there's no CCTV footage. And the only evidence in court would be CCTV footage. Aside from witnesses, but witnesses can be challenged, but CCTV footage cannot be challenged.
Inside the Arndale Centre, terrified shoppers were locked into stores.
No, they weren't.
Whilst armed police...
No, they weren't. There was one person here, in a strategic point, cut and shut again. The original footage of cut and shunt. Let's carry on.
The area and medics.
Here we go again, cut and shunt. You see the original footage.
The lady wrapping a scarf round her arm and someone shouted.
Sorry, I must interrupt that, but it is. We've already had this. Same old footage. So there is one unit taking this footage, gluing it together and sending it out. And once it's sent out, then you get it spliced again and with people put in.
There's a girl stood there, lady wrapping a scarf round her arm, and someone shouted someone's been stabbed, so I was looking thinking dead.
When was this? Yeah. And how did you come to be doing this interview in a taped off scene? How did they pick you out? Like any other so-called eyewitness, how did they pick you out? We had eyewitnesses come forward in the bombing of the arena. We had 12. Was it 12? No, there's one on the road, so that would be 11. That would be 11, the meeting and greeting room. So we had 11 witnesses testify to the fact, because it was fact, because they were testifying, to what they'd seen, that a man blew himself up in 6 different areas of the arena. And in fact, one of the witnesses said it was a woman. A woman with a handbag. They were witnesses. This is a witness. So how valuable are the witnesses? And of course, what scene is she speaking of? You see, we're still having to get this. It's presented here as the Manchester stabbing. This could be footage from anywhere. And she's speaking of an event from anywhere. Equally, she could be, as those were with the arena, somebody simply paid to tell a story. As they were with the arena. Because you can't have a man blowing himself up 6 times by 6 different eyewitnesses. Well, sorry, 11 different eyewitnesses. Because the eyewitnesses came in twos, except for one girl who said that she'd just come out of the meeting and greeting room with Ariana and it blew up. We were supposed to blow up in the foyer. But then again, a couple said, oh no, it was in seat 69 to 70 on the balcony below us. Then some others said, oh no, he blew himself up in the fire exit. Others outside the box office. And it just pigging went on and on.
Confused, thinking it can't be true. I thought, no, she might have fell, and she was stood up, and the next minute she fell on the floor, and then that's when I said, like, load of blood on the floor.
Yeah,
just heard the people, they just
Cotton
screaming,
shot.
I don't know, just few seconds, and then when I was going to see what's happening, I've seen the people they were inside until they started running and going outside.
5 people were hurt, 3 had been stabbed. They're in a stable condition. Within hours, police confirmed the suspect had been arrested on suspicion of a terror offence.
He was armed with a large knife, and as he entered Exchange Court, he began lunging and attacking people with the knife. We do not know the motivation for this terrible attack. It appears random, it's certainly brutal, and of course extremely frightening for anyone who witnessed it.
Frightening especially for a city like Manchester, where memories of terrorism are still so painful.
Now, this is part of the Arndale Centre. This part. And this is all renewed because this was blown up by the, pardon me, IRA. That was a true event. That was a true event. And the people were reluctant to believe that the IRA had planted bombs in the Arndale Centre. In this centre here. Of course the bombs went off. And blew the centre to pieces. So they had to redo the centre. Okay.
This We Love Manchester sign was put up after the 2017 Manchester Arena attack, and there is a real...
Hang on a minute. Why have you taped this off? Why have you taped this off? Tell me. Is this the scene of crime where it went off? No, it wasn't. It's supposed to have gone off in one of these buildings here. Where the officers were running through, but nobody's on the ground and no CCTV footage. It happened, the story says, in the Arndale Centre, in the shops, apparently. And the paramedics were in the shopping area of this Arndale Centre, this area. So why have you done the road?
Are still so painful.
This We Love Manchester sign was put up after the 2017 Manchester Arena attack.
Fake.
And there is a real poignancy to the fact that it is just metres away from new police tape, a new police crime scene.
That's not a crime scene.
Seemingly random.
That's not a crime scene. It's in the building. Oh, have they changed the pegging thing again?
Attack.
Figan Murray's son, Martin, was one of the 22 people that died in the Manchester Arena bomb.
Oh, well, they couldn't have done because there was no bomb. Again, we come back to the fact a man can't blow himself up 6 times. And we actually pointed out to the Manchester Manchester Evening News, that a man cannot blow himself up 6 times. So how can you publish it went off? Secondly, you know damn well that the 7th time he blew himself up, from the dashcam footage, was at the Manchester Conference Centre. You and the rest of the media portrayed the conference centre as being blown up. There was a flash and you heard a bang, and that was the conference centre a mile up the road. What have you got to say to that? You know it was the conference centre. Why therefore then did you present it as being the arena? You can't do anything better, ladies and gentlemen, by confronting people face to face to see their reaction and to see them walk off. So, madam, you're just an actress.
Today has shown they really have stepped up their game. You know, they.
Just hang on a minute. What's this actress got to say? Because she lost her son, remember? Look at it. I lost my son. Yeah, bar gum. Yeah, I'm still not traumatised. Oh yeah, I've no deep feelings about this. You know, I've got over it. You know, I don't blame anybody. You know, and I'm just posing on here whilst you just push the camera at me. It's a nice, good pose, isn't it? Yes, that'll do. Yes, yes. You just make out that you're using your machine there, your tablet, is it? Yes.
Figan Murray's son, Martin, was one of the 22 people that died in the Manchester Arena bomb.
Today has shown they really have stepped up their game. You know, the Arndale Centre responded mega quickly. The emergency services were there in no time, and that's really impressive and so reassuring, really.
Really? What about your son? Son that never was.
Manchester is now under watch.
Under what?
Police say the suspect acted alone and is from the city, a city that is being searched to understand what happened.
That's it now. Oh, it's been searched. Oh, right. Do you know, I would go down there and have a look for myself, but it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I had to go with the arena. That was very productive over the weeks. Just passing through every day. No workmen on site. No blast damage. No bug hole. But it managed to open itself in September of 2017, even though there was no repair work done on it, except for floor cleaning was one of the signs that I noticed. Caution, floor cleaning, and it was all frigging locked up. Oh, how they love to spin a web, don't they? What a web they weave when first the media and the politicians practice to deceive. CND has been replaced by global warming. The threat of nuclear disaster, well, the Cold War, okay. The Ruskies, the Russians, alright, have been replaced by terrorists. See it in Hollywood. James Bond no longer goes, to to defend our country and the rest of the world from the Soviets. You know, smirch. Get some, put the kettle on, we'll have some smirch, shall we? Smirch and sausages. Eh? No, it's changed. Cold War comes down, what immediately replaces the threat of the Soviet, the Ruskies? Comrades. Terrorism. What about once terrorism has gone past its sell-by date? What we're going to have then, I wonder. Curious. I shall probably have turned up the old tolls by then, but it's interesting, isn't it? Mind you, I might see how global warming, because they only generally go for about 20 years, is it? And then something else comes along. Fear-mongering to destroy the planet. Anyhow, we shall still get the multitude of citizens believing that this and the Paris one was a real event. I love the Paris one, don't you? I think it was 5 Live that said it was a 20-year-old that had done the stabbings, you see, of the officers. A 20-year-old, yeah. And then other news stations said that the man had been working there for 20 years. I love that. They get their things cocked up. And 5 Live, if it were 5 Live, it's certainly one of the media. It's that number rings a bell. Anyhow, the thing about it is that those who said he was a 20-year-old actually put it on the screen in bold letters. 20-year-old attacks, knife attacker. Oh well, bye-bye.